Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I'm not here in the wilderness, but I'm pretty freaking close. We were at the New York Auto Show at the Javits Center, and of course we had to stop at the Subaru booth for this vehicle right here. This is it. This is the first ever all-new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness Edition. But before we get into this modified off-roader of the Swiss Army knife of all SUVs, let's talk about what's going on here. We were literally just in Joshua Forest Tree Park in California for the launch of the new Crosstrek. And guess what? Surprise, surprise, Subaru wanted to bring it and bring it big here at the New York Auto Show with the new Wilderness Edition. Now, what's interesting is that this builds upon what already exists. You have the Wilderness Edition of the Outback, the Forester, and now the Crosstrek. I want to take you around, show you what's unique, show you what's different, and see, is it worth the price? Which, wait until you hear what the price is at the end of the day for this multi-use small crossover SUV. Let's go ahead, let's dive into our Geyser Blue Crosstrek Wilderness Edition and find out. Right off the bat, the color. Geyser Blue is such an amazing color, fits it to a T. Get ready for aggressive style. Right off the bat, you're gonna have that new headlight design like we featured on the standard Crosstrek, all LED, daytime running lamps, turn signals, and headlight. Love the way they did the Gatling gun, round LED fog lamps, and then of course you have that flat black extended on the front fascia to protect the painted bits. So that's why there's a little bit more flat black on the Wilderness Edition. As we come across the front, like I said, comparing this to the Outback, comparing this to the Forester, definitely more aggressive. You'll see how they interpreted the new grille into this new model with, of course, the Subaru badge, that very famous constellation, working your way down, full functionality, and the best part is you have 9.6 inches of ground clearance front to back on this vehicle. And on top of that, don't forget the little gold accents that help it separate this as the Wilderness Edition. Now, when we rise up onto the hood, you have this massive anti-glare strip. Not only does it help with glare, hence the name, but it also gives it a nice extra look. And then coming around the bend, of course, we had to go unique on the wheels and tires. What you're gonna find is this setup on the Wilderness Edition. It's a 17-inch wheel with the Yokohama Geolandar all-terrain tires. So you do have some shielding on the sidewall. Love the satin black and the way that they actually set up the design of the wheel. You could see from the side of the vehicle how much room you have for extra wheel travel, because this is to take you over and beyond what the standard Crosstrek could do. And then also the way that they work the body cladding. It's not just stuck on, the way they shaped it, it's gonna help protect. If this was all painted, it's gonna get scratched up when you're going off-roading. This is actually gonna help with that protection. Now we're coming down the side, of course you have your Subaru Wilderness badge. Up top we have this flat gray finish on your mirror caps with the turn signals. And then of course we have those new Aero roof rails with the gold accents. And of course you get your crossbars, you put your cargo box up there, you put your cargo carrier, anything that you need. This is that multi-use vehicle. From the side, I love the way the cladding comes up to about this portion on the door with the Crosstrek name nice and bold. And working our way back, of course, we have color matched on the door handles. You can see how they work that trim to really protect at all four corners, even cut out the area so that you could access the fuel filler door. And then from the back, just like before, it looks intense. You're gonna have that long roof spoiler that comes off the back. The wiper is still exposed. I'm not gonna zonk it because this is a Subaru. You do have your LED lighting, your Subaru Wilderness badge, and then at the back, look at this. I like the way they did the Crosstrek in the flat gray finish with that symmetrical all-wheel drive. Subaru stamped into the rear bumper, and look at how much ground clearance. I mean, I'm able to get underneath the back of the vehicle. You can see the rear diff, freaking control arms, the whole shabam, and I love the way they have the exhaust nice and high, tucked out of the way. But why don't we go ahead, let's go on to the inside and see what the Wilderness brings to the Crosstrek. All right, guys, we're inside this Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness Edition. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, what kind of power does this have? This has the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated flat four that puts out 182 horsepower, still made it to a CVT. That's the only transmission that Subaru puts in their vehicles besides the manual and the BR8 and the BRZ, and of course the WRX. Now, here's the crazy thing, towing has increased. This could tow up to 3,500 pounds, which is really good. And what about price? MSRP starting for this is $31,995. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panels. Love the way they bring the gold stitching, nice soft touch material, little bit of gray with the black, blends in super nicely. You do have some of that faux carbon fiber, but it's nothing too crazy. Door pocket is on the tighter side, so maybe half of a New York bagel with some cream cheese and a bottle of root beer to wash it down. We do have the Harman Kardon sound system, which is gonna allow you to enjoy your tunes as you're going through the wilderness. And then going from the door panel to the dash, like I said, the trim carries throughout the whole setup, the two-tone, the black with the gray. You do have the 11.6-inch infotainment system. I can't show it to you because we are at the auto show. USB-C, USB-A, aux jack, and wireless charging. This is going to control your CVT, of course. You do have an upgraded X mode, and they changed the differential setup on it. We have our 2 stages of heated seats, 2 cup holders, and a 12-volt. And I like the way it's got that gray finish. Open this up. You got plenty of room. You could easily put, I would say, 5 boxes of Cracker Jacks. That's really the best thing you want to do on a wilderness trip, because in case you get lost and you run out of food, that will keep you alive. Plus, there's a prize at the bottom of the box of every Cracker Jacks. Seats, Subaru Wilderness Edition stamped in there. Love the way they have this grippy texture. Nice bolstering two-tone, manual controls for the passenger. I have full electric assist for the driver, and there is a sunroof. Come on over to the business end. I want to show you behind the wheel of this Wilderness Edition Crosstrek. All right, guys, Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness Edition, business time. You do have your seat controls. They're pretty easy to get to. I like the way there's lower lumbar. I'm 6 feet tall. I got plenty of room in here. Steering wheel, I love the way it's got the gold stitching all the way around, a little bit of metallic gold trim, and of course, flat black on all the switchgear. You do have the paddles to go through the simulated gears within the CVT setup. And then we also have analog gauges and that small digital display in the center. It's the same exact thing that is in the standard Crosstrek. So if you haven't seen that review, I'm gonna leave it at the end of this one because Lori did a bang up job in it. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into the cargo area and see what we could haul. We're not gonna do back seat right now. I wanna show you cargo area and see what we could haul in this Wilderness Edition. All right, guys, time for that cargo area. Obviously, plenty of room in the new Crosstrek for the passengers, especially the way they kind of made it a little bit larger. But what's interesting is with this higher rear bumper, it's still very accessible to get into the cargo area. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit that. It is manual lift, but it really doesn't take much muscle. But if you wanna know where the beach is here, Coney Island is that way. Cargo area time, just like we showed you on the standard Crosstrek. I love the way they brought this little design. Look, that's a Crosstrek right there. And you're gonna drive over the mountains. Those are the Andes. And then of course, when it comes to space, nobody does it better than Subaru for a small vehicle. You got plenty of room. You could easily fit 2 full-grown Huskies back here. And I like the way they have these little notches on both sides for some water. Because Huskies, especially, you know, people own Huskies in Florida. I feel so bad for them because that's really not the climate for a Husky. In 90-degree weather, 100% humidity, have some water for your dogs in the back. What's nice is we could flip back the seats. Real easy to open up the space, and you can see it's a 60-40 split. I'll leave one side up and one side down so you can see the difference. But that's what makes this so usable, is not only what's on the inside, not only what's on the cargo area, but of course, what the exterior is bringing. But let me know what you think about this Crosstrek. Having it lifted, having that 9.3 inches of ground clearance, still have the flat floor, which means that the center of gravity is lower to the floor because of that flat floor engine, and then you're getting that symmetrical all-wheel drive. Do you think that this is the best new SUV, especially a smaller one, to get over something like a RAV4 TRD? Let me know in the comment section how you feel about that. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. We got to give it up to Lori, risking her life and limb out here in this wilderness setup. Crazy that Subaru's able to turn the Javits Center into the wilderness. This is what they bring here, especially for this wilderness edition. But thank Lori for climbing the rocks, going through the bushes, and there's actually a couple snakes around here we got to watch out for. So thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.